What's up guys, it's Rogue here and welcome to another amazing video on the channel. For today we're hitting you with a deck that you guys cannot seem to get enough of. For all the new viewers, and there will be quite a few, I'm calling it now, I'm actually going to predict that this video will get over 1,000 to 2,000 views easily. People seem to love the Exosisters. If you're new, make sure you do subscribe. We're almost at 4K. We will be doing a 4K giveaway if we hit it, as this was our primary goal in the beginning of 2024. If you want to know how our giveaways look for newcomers, make sure you check out our 2,000 subscriber giveaway. It's huge, it's spectacular, and there's a lot of chance that you could be the winner. Without any further ado, we're bringing you with a brand new Exosister deck profile. What has changed since the last profile? Well, I have found a way to get even more consistency. I'm talking 15 starter cards, over 92% consistency in seeing Martha, which obviously is the heart and soul in the deck, which is fantastic. We've managed to cram in 12 hand traps, not ideal, but post-siding we go up to 15 or 18 if need be. And the deck, I think, can be a future meta threat. Very, very, very important. It doesn't lose to the new Malcharmy, because they Malcharmy you only give them one draw throughout your full combos. You only special from deck once, which is fantastic. The other Malcharmy was much better, so post-siding they could hit you with that, and that would actually hurt a lot more because you do summon a lot of cards from hand. But then again, post-siding you will be able to change up your game plan a little bit as well. So very good into, I believe it's Malcharmy Furalos is the new maxi. This deck doesn't lose to it, only gives them one draw, and that's about it. So fantastic boost for the deck. And when the new cards come out, as I'll be showing you, I'll be proxying them for this video, but when they do come out, the deck's going to be absolutely fantastic. And no one really seems to talk about this deck, so without any further ado, let's get on to the 40 card pile. Okay, so starting off with the deck profile, I am going to speed through this, as I've explained countless times why I play 3 of the Exosister Martha, because it's the best one. You want to see this in your hand every single time. Yes, it locks you out of special summoning. However, we play the Spirit Package, which normal and gives you additional normal summons, and they're all level 4. So that does not conflict with Martha whatsoever. Martha also shares the unique Exosister effect that if a card is moved by your opponent out of the graveyards, you can use them as one-card materials for XC summons, sort of like Zodiac monsters. Except Martha has the additional effect, because it's the best, because she's bae, that it also includes if you move a card out of the graveyard as well. All of the other Exosisters require your opponent, but Martha allows you to XC summon if you move a card out of the graveyard too, which is fantastic. Triple Elise, free special summon from the hand. All you need to do is control an Exosister. Do I need to mention why we play 3 of her? Not only does Martha special her out of the deck, and only Elise, which is why we need to play quite a few copies of Elise. It's just very good. Normal, special, instant rank 4. Search Martha, special, 2 rank 4s on the board, on the body, on the field. So very, very good. 1 Sophia, 1 Stella. I was playing 2 Stella, had to cut it down to make room for the brand new card. And they're good. They don't do anything on their own, which is why I guess it's okay playing them at that 1. And they're highly searchable now anyway as well. Sophia draws you a card, which I cut Pot of Prosperity for this. I'm tired of drawing Pot of Prosperity off the 1 draw of Sophia. It happens so often, I just cut Pot of Prosperity. And Stella allows you to special summon an Exosister from your hand. It is very vulnerable to Vela and Impa, so make sure that you have an Elise as backup. So if they do interrupt, you can special the Elise from your hand and continue your plays anyway. For our normal summon engine, we have triple of the Aratama. Aratama is a 1-card full Exosister combo. It's fantastic. If you want to know how to do it, make sure you check out my combo tutorial on Exosisters. This card allows you with follow-up and 4 banishers during opponent's turn just on the 1 normal summon. Double of the Sakitama, which is our main, well, our only real searcher for the Aratama. Search Sakitama, reveal Sakitama, additional normal to Sakitama, 2 level 4s on the board without special summoning anything that isn't an Exosister, leaving Martha free, which is why we play them. For the spells, more consistency. Triple Exosister packs. Adds you any card, pay 8, feel great. Adds you any Exosister card, doesn't have to be monsters, and can also be an E-Telly. So just keep that in mind. 1 Exosister Carp Divum, I believe is how you pronounce this card. I still don't know. This card got a lot better with the new support for Xyz decks, because now you can, with your packs, consistently search this card, and this card outs the Nibiru problem that the deck has. So you can search this Xyz summon as summon 3, and then call Nibiru, and they can't Nibiru you anymore, which is really, really good, and makes packs a whole lot better as well. And for the traps, 1 Vadis, 1 Returnia, both are fantastic traps. I can't say which one's better, to be honest with you. Vadis specials 2 out of the deck, but you only really do that when your opponent's committing to move something out of the graveyard. Then you just get 2 free Xyz monsters off this card. And Returnia just allows you to banish cards, targeting and non-targeting, and it also lets you Xyz summon as well. So fantastic traps. Deck couldn't really function without them, in my opinion. It's just that they're that important. Why do we play 1? Don't really want to see them. Thankfully, with the new 7th engine, we're able to put them to the bottom of our deck, or to the top of our deck if they're in our hand, and then we can just search them later. So that's really cool. Speaking of the 7th cards, we have triple of the 7th Tachyon, which basically acts as packs 4, 5, 6. If you don't know what this card does, you reveal a number monster between 100 and 107, and then you can add from your main deck a monster that shares the same rank and or attribute and type or something like that. So really cool. It has to be the same rank, but it can also has to share either the attribute or the type. So it basically means by revealing 1 Xyz monster on our extra deck, we can add any Exosister, since they're all light spellcasters, which is absolutely broken. Locks you into Xyz summons, but that's pretty much all we're going to be doing 99% of the time. I'm going to have to proxy this. I ordered this card. Shout out to Dan. All my new cards are on the way. There will be a video when they arrive. I got so much stuff. I think it's over like £1,000 now of just cards coming over. Obviously, where I live, Yugioh is not very popular, meaning we don't get a lot of the sets. We definitely don't have any other vendors, barely have any other players, meaning I got to buy all my cards or pack them. So Dan's coming very, very clutch. This is a card called 7th Ascension, as you can see on screen, and all it functions as is just a way to search a 7th Tachyon. So this is pack 7, 8, 9. So you can see why the deck is very consistent. Triple Martha, triple Aratama, triple Tachyon, triple Ascension, triple packs. All these cards get you essentially the full Exosister combo. So ridiculous consistency we're talking now. Again, allows you add a card and then adds you 7th Tachyon all the time. It's our only target. We don't play any of the rank ups, but in my Battle and Boxer profile, I've managed to find a way to make it even better than it was before, and I don't know when I'll release that. Subscribe if you love Battle and Boxers, or if you love Xyz decks in general. That's coming out soon. I have found a way to search the quick play rank ups with this card, and it actually makes Boxers a whole lot better too. To combat hand traps, triple cross out, 1 call by, pretty standard. Ash sucks on Martha. Just, yes, some people are like, oh, you can play through it. Yes, you can. But that makes it really, really difficult to go full combo unless you see exactly Aratama. So, yeah, Ash on Martha sucks. Just prevent that with call by and cross out. Call by on the new Malcharming cards is also fantastic as well. And we play Shifter as well, so we don't ever need to worry about Dimension Shifter. Speaking of Shifter, this is arguably the deck's strongest point. We can main deck 3 of these bad boys. We have all the meta decks crying because we can play Shifter. Stuff like Snake Eyes, Fiendsmith, Ubel, they don't like Shifter, and we do. This makes us a fantastic anti-meta pick, and why I think Exosisters at the moment, although and on the title of this video I said it will be the future meta, and I do think it will. Right now it's a anti-meta rogue option because we can play the Shifter. And it doesn't really affect us. We don't care much about graveyards in terms of none of our cards really count or have any effects while being in the graveyard. Yes, we, benefit if our opponent moves stuff out of the graveyard, but I'd much rather our opponent play under a D-Shifter than rely on them moving a card out of the graveyard, because D-Shifter is insane. We have triple Ash Blossom. Standard. Ash is Ash. Ash is fantastic. Branded Fusion. And it has the Snake Eyes, well, the Wanted package when you hit the original Snake Eyes, or the original Sinful Spoils is a fantastic Ash target as well. You can Ash the Snake Eyes Ash because Popular's at 1 now as well. So, very good hand trap. It always has been, and I'm pretty sure it always will be. We have triple of the Ghost Mourner. We play this over the Veiler because this can be used under Dimension Shifter, basically simple as. That's why we play it. Not as good as Vela, but it's okay. It has its uses. It can win scam games in time too as well with its burn effect. And then we have triple of the Infinite Impermanence. Probably the best hand trap of the format, apart from the Malcharming cards, in my opinion, because it's not actually a hand trap, and it basically means that you can hand trap your opponent without actually using a monster effect. I hear a lot of people saying, why don't you just play the Dominus Impulse? We can, however, it switches off our Aratama, which is a full one-card combo. If it wasn't for Aratama, I would 100% play it, but we play the Aratama, which is a dark. But the rest of the deck is light, which is fantastic, but if only Aratama was light, we'd actually be cooking with that card, but unfortunately we can't. So that's the main deck, 40 cards. Let's now move on to the extra deck. Moving on to the extra deck, 2 Link monsters, Artemis, SP. It's good to have the option. This takes 1 level 4 lower spellcaster, which is any of our Exos, and then you can just have another Exo on board, make an SP Little Knight, which immediately is going to be able to threaten a card either on the field or graveyard by banishing it, which is really good. And again, if we get debarriered, it's not the end of the world. Most times you can leave an Exosister and then they have to out it by battle, because if they move anything, it'll trigger. But it's just nice to have the option of going for the SP Little Knight if need be. I know it's not very budget, however, I believe it will be budget soon, so just hang in there, guys, you're almost there. For the Exosister cards, Double Magnifica, this is the boss monster of the deck. Fantastic card, does so much. Takes 2 rank 4 Exosister Xyz monsters, can be with the same name as well. It's just really good. It will always be able to attack twice, which is 2/8 each time. That's 5/6 alone with this card. And you're able to detach a material, banish 1 card your opponent controls. That's non-targeting, by the way, on a quick effect. And when your opponent activates a card or effect, you're going to be able to return an Xyz monster you owned that was attached to this card to the extra deck, and then special summon that card back out, which is fantastic. Basically a tag out for one of your materials. And that's really important because your Exosister Michaelis, the turn it is Xyz summoned, it's going to be able to quick effect banish a card in the field or grave. And this card counts as an Xyz summon, which is fantastic. Speaking of Michaelis, triple Michaelis, this comes up. 3 is necessary. This is the one you pretty much make the most. It searches your spells and traps as well, and it's a quick effect banish the turn it's summoned. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summon from the graveyard. Doesn't really come up too much, however, maybe against Eldritch the Golden Lord, for example. It will be big enough to be over it, but then it just won't die, which is really, really cool. Play 2 Caspatel, again, shares the effect that cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summon from the graveyard. You're going to make this because this is basically your rota for the deck. You add an Exorcist monster from deck to your hand. This is how you get access to Martha, and then just special Martha, since only monsters you control are Xyz, and you just special Martha, which is amazing. This card, again, on Xyz summon, essentially neither players can special summon monsters from the graveyard for the rest of the turn, so you can make this during your opponent's turn. It's actually pretty clutch. If there's a deck that relies on special summoning a lot from the graveyard, you make this during their turn, goodbye. We play 1 Exosister Jabreen and 1 Exosister Sophil. This is very standard. Jabreen is good in your turn as it is able to boost the attack of all Xyz monsters you control, allowing 1 Jabreen and a Magnifica to go for an OTK. This pair of cards cannot be destroyed by the effects of monster special summon from the graveyard. So they're not by battle, they're by effects. However, Jabreen does have 2-weight defense, which is huge. And it's also a quick effect imperm the turn it's summoned, which is pretty nice. Exosister Sophil is your Abyss Dweller of the deck. You make this during your opponent's turn, and neither player can activate card effects in the graveyard, which is bonkers. And then you can detach a material from this card, target 1 monster opponent controls, and return it to the hand. So basically a compulsory evacuation device, not on a quick effect, which is annoying, but you make this, you Abyss Dweller them, and what are they going to do if they're a graveyard-reliant deck? What's Tillerman's going to do then? Just pass? We have the brothers Sky Crisis and Sky Thunder, or Zeus and Typhon, as we know them as. Just an Xyz deck. It's nice to have these options. 1 number 41 Baguska. Never underestimate a Baguska. If you've been hand trapped twice and you can make 2, or you can get 2 bodies on the board, never underestimate the power of a Baguska. If they've hand looped themselves with 2 hand traps, and you make the Baguska and they can't out it, you can win the game. And then, of course, our targets for the 7th Tachyon is number 101 Masquerade. You can also, there's also a different card. I'm not exactly sure the name. This isn't the only target. I know this card is expensive right now. The other card is also perfectly fine for Exosisters, does the same job, and is a lot cheaper. So I'm going to leave that to you guys to figure out which card that is. Leave a comment down below. if you figure out what card that is. So that is the end of this updated Exosister deck profile. As I said, I anticipate a lot of new people are going to be watching this on the channel. Make sure to subscribe. We're almost at 4K. We're very close. That was my goal for 2024. It was to double my subscriber count. We were at 2,000 at the beginning of the year. We're almost at 4,000 now, which is amazing. You guys have been absolutely fantastic, smashing the support buttons, all of them, the likes, the subscriptions, the comments. But as I said, subscribe if you're new. I'm Rogue here, and I'll see you all in the next video.